Lesson 7.1 is on adjacent and vertical angles. So we're going to start taking our next steps into more of a geometry based math content here in the next couple weeks, especially with lesson 7, okay? So we are going to focus mainly on adjacent and vertical angles in today's lesson, okay? Adjacent angles, all right, angles that have this share a common side and have the same vertex, which means they're right next to each other. So my real life example is if something's adjacent, it's like your next door neighbor, someone that lives right next to you. So adjacent angles are two angles that are right next to each other. All right, vertical angles, angles that are opposite of each other. These angles are congruent, which means they have the same angle measure. So it's like if you were living in town and somebody lived catty corner to you, or like opposite of the street of you, all right, that would be kind of like a vertical angle. And we know in vertical angles, the angle measures are the same for two angles that are vertical, okay? All right, so let's look at this first, okay, figure here. All right, if I asked you to identify two adjacent angles, okay? So I have angle 1, angle 2, angle 3, and angle 4. Pretty simple there. All right, just basic angles, okay? Just numbered them. So what we need to do, like I said in that first example, is just name a pair of adjacent angles. So let's just say I'm focusing on angle 1. And we use a little angle symbol to represent, hey, I'm talking about angle 1 here. So angle 1 and what other angle would be adjacent to angle 1? Which one is right across from angle 1? Here I have two options really. I could take either angle 2, those are adjacent, they're right next to each other, or angle 3, okay? So let's just say I pick angle 2, okay? We could have also picked angle 3. So angle 1 and 2 are adjacent, and 1 and 3 are adjacent, okay? Let's say I say, hey, angle 4. Give me another pair of adjacent angles, and I say angle 4 is one of them. So what else could I pick? Okay, we could either pick angle 2 or angle 3. Angle 4 and 2 are adjacent, and angle 4 and 3 are adjacent. So either one of those would work. I'm just gonna say maybe angle 3 here, okay? So adjacent angles are right next to each other. So 1 and 2, 1 and 3, 3 and 4, 4 and 2, 2 and 1, 2 and 4, okay? Those are all adjacent angles, all right? Now let's focus on this figure here. And let's say I change up my question and I say name a pair of vertical angles, okay? So let's say, once again, we're focusing on angle 1, okay? What is an angle that is opposite of angle 1? Okay, here there's only one option. Opposite of angle 1 would be angle 3. So angle 1 and angle 3 are vertical, and then angle 4, what's opposite of angle 4? Angle 2, okay? So adjacent angles are right next to each other. Vertical angles are opposite of each other, all right? All right, moving on. Now, I have a little bit different figure, okay? Here I'm able to name our angle given the 3 letters that create the angle, okay? So if I'm just focused on this angle right there, okay? I can give it a name, okay? To identify which angle I'm talking about, rather than saying, hey, this angle right there, I can actually give this a specific name so anybody knows what angle I'm talking about. I just need to use the 3 letters that make up the angle, and I have to use the vertex, which is kind of our middle point of that angle, and that's got the only thing that I have to take in consideration is that middle point has to be the middle letter in naming the angle. So I could say angle ABC, okay? A, B, and C are the 3 dots that make up that angle. So I know anybody that I could tell, hey, angle ABC, they know I'm talking about that angle right there, because those are the 3 letters that make up that angle. I could also say angle CBA. The only thing that I need to make sure that I do when naming this angle is that B is that middle letter, okay? So let's say I ask you, angle ABC. Name a pair of adjacent angles with ABC, okay? What is adjacent to ABC, or right next to? So this angle, what angle would be right next to it, okay? I have 2 options. I have this angle right here, and I have that angle right there, okay? So either one I would be okay with you describing. So let's say we pick this angle. So angle ABC is adjacent or right next to this angle, Okay, we could say A, B, D. You could have also said D, B, A. Okay, those two are adjacent because they are right next to each other. This angle and that angle are right next to each other. They are adjacent. Now let's say I gave you this angle right here. Okay, we would name that angle CBD, or you could also go DBC, right? But for this purpose, let's just say I said CBD, and I said, hey, now name a vertical angle to CBD. CBD is this angle. The only other one that would work for vertical angles, the one that's opposite of it, would be this angle right here, okay? ABD. Those two angles are vertical because they're opposite of each other, and these two angles are adjacent because they are right next to each other, okay? All right, last couple examples, all right? I'm gonna give you a figure. You're gonna have to use that figure and the information given to identify the missing angle, okay? Well, we know this line is a straight line, okay? A straight line always has 180 degrees. A straight line is 180 degrees, okay? And I know these two angles kind of make up that straight line, all right? So we would say that this angle plus this angle should equal 180. All right, well, to figure this out, if we know all of this is 180, and I know I'm already using 85, I would just subtract those two amounts to get my unknown. So this angle would be 95 degrees, okay? Here, this little box says that is a 90-degree angle, so it's saying this whole thing is a 90-degree angle. We need to figure out what this angle is, okay? So we know this angle is 69 degrees. We need to figure out what this angle is. Now they kind of gave us, oops, sorry, you weren't able to see that. So this is a 90-degree angle, okay? So it's saying this whole figure is 90 degrees right here. Now it's saying that this angle right here is 69 degrees, and we need to figure out what this angle is. So they gave us 2x minus 1. So we need to kind of figure out what that is, all right? Well, we know that this angle plus this angle is going to give us 90. So I could write it like 2x minus 1, that's the degree of this angle, plus the degree of the other angle, 69. Those added together should equal our 90 degrees. Now this is really kind of like a two-step equation, okay? I got to kind of clean this up a little bit first. I have -1 plus 69, which is 68. So you're taking 69 minus 1. So I had to clean that up a little bit. Now it's a two-step equation. So I'm going to subtract 68. All right. 2x equals 22 divided by 2. X equals 11. Now you need to be careful. That doesn't necessarily mean this angle is 11. I need to substitute 11 back in for x. Okay? So 2 and x are being multiplied, so I know what x is now. It's 11, so I'm going to take 2 times 11, which is 22, minus 1 equals 21 degrees. Okay? Homework is on page 274, 1 through 13, and 21 through 24.